Mm-hmm.
So to see you and I all these years later.
Right. I think some people are surprised, aren't they?
But we here, baby.
We here, baby. We made it.
Raise a glass to the past, present, and future you with actress Danielle Moné Truitt as she dives into the beautiful complexities of life's journey through real, transparent conversation. All the women I've been made me into who I've been. Hey y'all, it's Danielle Moné Truitt. I am back with another episode of All the Women I've Been. Where you're going to get real, raw conversation about your life's journey, your past, your present, your future, who you've been and who you want to be. Today, I'm super excited because one of my best friends is here to chat with me. Her name is Danielle Wright. That's right, double D, baby. We got two Danielles, double the fun, double the fierceness. So get ready for a very, very loving and a very insightful conversation with me and my bestie.
My friend! Thank you for doing this.
Of course.
I know.
You know.
I know you'll do anything for me. That's what I do know. I know, being on camera is not your thing, but this is going to be a great conversation. Part of the reason why I wanted to do this podcast is because I have such amazing women in my life. I've been blessed to have so many amazing women, friends, relatives, and they deserve, like, the world deserves to hear from you guys. Like, you guys have experienced so much in your lives. You've been through so much. You've overcame so much. You've pulled yourself up from the fucking gutter. And people need to hear about who you are and the wisdom that you have. So,
Oh, thank
I
you.
love you. I'm happy that you're here.
I'm so nervous.
Don't be nervous. This is just like us talking.
I know.
Okay.
With cameras.
Except we don't have no line. How are you?
I'm good. Today was a little crazy, but I'll be fine.
At the shop?
Yeah.
We'll start off with you telling us about Trentage, about your business and what it's doing in the Harlem community.
Oh my gosh, it's been a total blessing for me, and I hope it's that as well for the community. I've been a personal stylist for the last 15 years, but I moved here 7 years ago. And when I moved here, me shopping for my clients, I kept having to leave Harlem. And I was like, if I'm doing this, I know everybody else in the neighborhood is doing it. So I always knew I wanted to shop, but did not know that I was going to do it in my community.
Yeah.
But it was the need to do it here. And it's been good. I consider myself a neighborhood jewel. Trentage, I wanted to make a place that made women feel good. So when you step in the building, like, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is awesome, and I feel good in here. It's basically my home. It's my extended closet to the neighborhood.
Right. That is exactly what it is. It has that feel, for sure.
Yeah, it's like a closet. We're just playing dress up, and I'm here to help whoever needs my help.
Yeah, and people be needing help.
Yeah,
because we be out in the streets and we be seeing people that need help. And we love everybody.
Exactly.
They be needing help. The one thing I love about Trenches or the experience of coming to Trenches, is when you come in, you have a Polaroid camera and you take pictures. So everybody that goes into Trentage, whether they purchase something or not, you take a picture of them and they get put on the wall. And I remember, coming to your shop when you first opened it, and there was like 7 Polaroids on the wall, and now the whole shop is like filled with these Polaroids of people that live in the neighborhood or that have come from out of town. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have several family members on that wall.
Yes. I have now considered it the wall of love. I love my clients. I love whoever comes in that door. And when you go inside people's home, what do you see? Pictures of the people you love, right?
Yes.
And so that's why I wanted to create in Trentage, like something where when you walk in, just like, oh, it's like today, a woman came in, she's like, who's all these people on the wall? I'm like, these are my clients. I call it the wall of love. And she's like, oh my God, I love this. I love it too. I just love seeing the people that I made feel good when they came through that door.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
So what was it? When did you know that fashion was like your thing?
Oh my gosh. I guess when I was a child, when I couldn't afford anything, I had to put things together for me to be cute. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like my mom knew how to sew, so I would like create things and say, "Hey, this is what I want." My mom's like, "This looks ridiculous," but then when I came to school with it on, everybody's like, "Where'd you get that from?" Actually, my mom made it. It was my design, but she made it for me. And from there out, it was just like that's what I always want to do. I haven't. I need to go fully in. You are, yeah, we talk about this all the time. I am a designer, but right now I'm just styling people and designing is my passion.
What is keeping you
Oh my gosh.
going full throttle into what your real passion is?
I think I always kind of say that things are in my way and kind of slowing me down. Because I'm that type of person when I want to do something, I want to go all the way in. And if I cannot make the time for just that thing, like designing, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go partial on anything.
Yeah.
I want to
go, if you can't do it the way you want to do it, how you want to do it, you'd rather wait.
Right. And I started Trentage to eventually be in there and with my machine and designing while I'm in there. But now Trentage is a little too busy for me to be able to do that. So like I just have to now I have to hire stylists and make them as good as me so I won't have to be there all the time.
Right. Well, I will say this, out of my experience in life, sometimes you just have to start, even if you don't have everything you need, you just have to start. And once you start, the Lord will bring you everything you need. Sometimes he just wants to see that you're going to take that step. You know what I mean? Like just to get it moving.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't have a watch on, but I'm waiting. But I'm that friend that's gonna be like, so when are you gonna start?
I know because you've been on my ass. I already know you've been on my ass.
That's what it's that.
But that's what friendships are.
Exactly.
That's what it's about.
I'm not your friend if I see you have all of this. First of all, you're killing it anyway. Like I could say, my friend has her own shop in Harlem, 2 years in now, which most businesses don't make it out of the first year. So you've already accomplished so much. You know what I mean? Or you're accomplishing so much already. But I know that there's more. You know what I'm saying? So as your friend, for me to just sit back and be like, "Hey, girl, you got your shop. Cool."
But that's the reason why we're friends.
That's not being a, you know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, I know.
So
what
anyway,
you mean.
People need more friends like us. Speaking of friends, we have known each other since we were 12.
Oh my gosh, little kids.
You guys. So me and Danielle, and Danielle, we both grew up in Sacramento for the most part. I stayed in Sacramento. She moved away, but we met when we were 12. What school were you at?
Before I was at Immaculate Conception.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then I went to Jackman.
And then you went to Jackman. So we met at Jackman. And it's like we weren't friends, but we shared a mutual friend. Like Ife.
Yes.
Ife was like our mutual friend. So I was like super close with Ife.
I was super close with Ife and Naja.
Yeah. Right. And Naja. So we were like, she was in the middle, Danielle was on this side, and then I.
Yeah, it was really hard at that time of my life to accept new friends. So when my friends had friends, I didn't really want to be their friend. It was just like, you're my only friend and I don't want to be their friend. I had, well, and still to this day, I have trust issues. I think you know that about me. I don't easily trust people, but I think that that's a gift at times.
It is.
But yeah, I struggle with trusting people. And Danielle, for some reason, I think because they were Danielle and Danielle, they wanted to put us against each other. So it was just like, I didn't dislike you. It's just that you just weren't my friend.
I know. Same. I didn't dislike you. I thought you were so pretty. Like I was like,
I thought you were pretty cute. Too. And very talented. Oh my gosh. Danielle was in everything. As we say, which Danielle? Like the one that does everything or Danielle? Like.
No, they're like, oh, Danielle Valley or Danielle with the curly hair. That's what they would say. They'd be like, Danielle with the curly hair So yeah, so we both went to Jackman, but we were on different tracks. I was on A track.
Yes, I was on C track.
C track. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, did you go? Where'd you go to? Did you go to high school anywhere?
I went to Sac
You went to
High.
Sac High, right?
Yeah.
So once we, yes, okay. So once we went to high school, I went to Valley. She went to Sac. You went to Sac High, and then the next time that, because me and Ife were still cool, but Ife and them moved to the Bay Area or something like
Right,
that.
they did. They moved back to San Jose.
They moved back to San Jose when we went to high school. So I would see Ife sometimes, but not like when we were, at Jackman. So then the next time that like your name came up is when is when
Oh, here it
I
comes.
was dating this guy. Well, kind of date. I mean, I don't call it dating. It's high school, but
Right.
there was this guy that liked me, and I liked him or whatever, and somehow I heard like that he liked you. And so I was like, oh, well, you don't need to have two Danielles. Like,
you cannot.
I'm good. Like,
Right.
I'm like, cool. If you want to talk to that Danielle, then cool. Like, and he's like, what? What are you talking about? Like, I do like, I'm like, nah.
You can't have us both.
Nah, baby. You can't have us both.
And it's crazy because I didn't even know anything about this. I didn't know anything about this, but
know how people talk. People just be, it's high school, so people be running their mouth. But I'm telling you, when I was in high school, I was a savage. Like, I was like, oh, you ain't finna play me. That's what's not finna happen. I'm not finna be played. So I was like, you know what? I'm good. And then I have no idea. I don't even know if y'all were talking for real or not. But
we were just talking, but it didn't go any further than that, But
so funny. So that was like the last. That was, and then I guess you moved away or whatever.
Yeah, I
and
moved everywhere from there.
Shantae was our other mutual. Like, Shantae was my best friend.
And her older brother was my boyfriend. Yes. He was my boyfriend for a while.
So we were around each other a lot because we had our little dance group and all that kind of stuff. So then
I was in at one point and then kicked out. Yeah.
Very much.
I guess I wasn't a good enough dancer.
So then time went on, and Facebook and all that kind of stuff, opened up, and we started following each other on Facebook. I do remember that, and then I did Rebel, and I think you.
Yeah, I watched. I was a faithful fan of Rebel. I loved Rebel. I would watch it with at the time was my toddler, and she was like all the way into it. Couldn't speak or anything, but she's like, she couldn't believe the things that were going on that show. I loved Rebel. Hilarious. You were awesome on that show.
Thank you.
I mean, you're awesome now, but thank you. Rebel was like
that was my first thing.
Yeah.
And so then when I came to New York a few years ago to start Law and Order. I was in Harlem, and you reached out to me and was like, "Are you in Harlem?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we ended up going to dinner, and then we went to dinner. I was dating somebody, and you and Nick, and then that was really fun. And then me and you went to eat, just us two, and I think that was when oh, this is gonna be my friend.
Exactly.
And I'm so happy.
I'm so happy you're my friend.
I'm so happy you're my friend.
I really do love you, Dee.
I love you too, very much. I will say, at the time that we became friends, I think what helped us become friends is that we did have the familiarity from being in Sacramento and knowing each other when we were younger. And now we're in this completely different city. You know what I mean? I was new to this city. You had been here a little bit before me, but I was out here with nobody. You know what I mean? I came out here for work. That's it. And so it made me feel a little bit more safe to have somebody that I at least know from home. Yeah.
I totally understand.
Yeah. And then I'm happy you were the first person that I kind of became friends with here. I did have my friend Crystalline who was here as well. But I think it just helped ground me in the time in my life I was at in that time, like going through a divorce, and just feeling like at that time I was like, I don't really know who my friends are. I don't really know who I can trust. I don't know who's going to accept me. I always say accept my 10. You know what I mean? Like, I give a 7 to some people. I give an 8 to some people. I give a 4 to other people of myself, But building a friendship with someone and being like, I think this person can handle my 10.
Yeah.
Which is
a lot.
All the shit
I'm
that
just
comes.
playing.
It is a lot.
That's okay, because so is mine.
Right.
Yeah,
All
so
the
is mine.
things that come along with being in my life and being a friend, I felt like you would accept me for that. You know what I mean?
And I do.
And yes, and I appreciate that. And I think in a lot of people, in a lot of friendships, it's hard to, what am I saying? I think for a lot of people, it's hard to be 10 because you don't know if that person, number one, is going to accept you for who you are. You don't, because of that person's other issues in their life, they might not be able to handle, the things that you've been through or the ways that you are or the things you're trying to navigate and get out of. So, yeah, I just want to thank you for that. Was a very specific time in my life where this show is called All the Women I've Been. The woman I was when I first got to New York is not even the woman that I am today. You know what I mean? And I think God puts certain people in your life at certain moments in your life to help you navigate to whatever your next season
Exactly.
is
If it's
going to
good
be.
or bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I really do appreciate you, Danielle. I feel the same way. At the time, I felt alone. And when we had we had a brunch. When we had that brunch, it was just so good and very enlightening. I just felt like this is what friendship is like. And this is what I needed at the time. And then from there out, we were inseparable. And we got to, we learned New York together.
Yes, we did.
We did. We met a lot of new friends within that time too.
Lots of new friends.
Lots of new friends. And now it's just like I feel that nothing can hold us back with us being here. We'll be just fine as long as we have each other.
I agree. And the funny part is we were talking about when you were younger, but it's definitely who you are today. About not like being someone's friend and then being like, but I don't really want to be your friends. Like,
I have to investigate. I have to investigate. It takes me a long time to warm up. I had so many people growing up that was not only friends but family that burned me, and so I've done really good with being careful.
Yeah,
yeah, and I think that's the reason why my life is good. Yeah,
because you don't let people in so quickly.
No,
and I think that's a good thing too. It's different than. So the funny part is, I am probably a little more open with like, oh yeah, I met this person or whatever. But if I get a bad vibe about you,
you're done immediately.
Yeah. I'm open until you as soon as I see something weird, then I'm like, nah.
And that's crazy because when I'm different because I believe in second chances. Because sometimes somebody can be acting funny or being a certain way because it's that day. Yeah.
Right.
And then I was just like, okay, well, they haven't done that again. So, you're cool. I'll let you.
Yeah. This one is, as soon as she meets the person, she's like, I don't trust her around my purse.
I don't. Shut up. I didn't trust her around my purse. Let me go get my purse. I don't trust her.
Is she gonna steal from you?
You never know.
I mean, but you don't know.
You don't even know her last name. I'm gonna go get my purse.
I'm not even friends with that.
Exactly.
So you could have been right.
I called her out, didn't I?
You could have been right. Okay, so what I want to ask you is the name of this podcast is All the Women I've Been. I want to ask you, what are some women that you've been in your life? Like, if you could pinpoint three different women you've been in your life, what do you think they would be?
A baby having a baby.
Okay.
I guess a loner at 16. And I can't say a party animal because I'm still a party animal. I've been a lot of people, a lot of men and women, because at one time I felt that I had to be tougher than who I am.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
you had to harness your masculine energy
all the time.
What time was that in your life?
Before I had Diora, like the time when I lived in Mississippi. Mississippi was really hard for me. I moved to Mississippi from Sacramento, and when I moved there, I moved there with my mom, and I had to become a full blown adult because I had to take care of her and myself.
Yeah.
And I felt that I had to protect her on a level that I never experienced. And I just, I don't want to get emotional. I just felt that at the time I had to be the man of the family.
Yeah.
I had to take control.
Right.
So I guess it was around that time, probably between 1924, those years right there. When I got pregnant with Dior, it was like, okay, you got to stop bullshitting. It's time to grow up. You can't, you're about to have your second child. And, because I didn't graduate from high school. I had to drop out of high school when I was pregnant with Demonze. I was so sick that I missed like a month of school, and they were like, hey, you're going to have to start all the way over. And I was like, well, I'm just not coming back to school because I got this child and I got my mom, I got everybody I got to take care of. So I dropped out of school and took care of the family. And, yeah, I know. The story can go all day. No, honestly.
I love it. I mean, no, but seriously, Danielle, like these are the things that people need to know. Like there are girls out here, there are women out here that got pregnant when they were young, 16 like you, and they don't see that they can have the life you have right now.
Well, at the time, you don't think that. You think that life is over.
Right.
Like when I dropped out of school, I was just like, I went right into the retail life, and I ended up being really good at it. It's because I'm a fashion killer. It was just like I went in there and I killed the game, and I thought this is where I'm going to retire. And 5 years in, the way I was treated by like management and people that's been in the game for 20 years, it's just like, it's just like, this is not what I want to do. I have to have my own store one day. I don't know how I'm going to get it. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to make it happen. Right. And I just kept hustling, figuring out different ways to get where I am now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of myself.
You should be.
I'm proud of myself. And it took me a long time to come out and say that I'm proud of myself. It took me to open Trentage to say that. But then when I look back on it, it's like, dang, you were actually okay before then. Even though this was a dream that I had to fulfill, I knew that was something that I manifest, and it was like something that just had to happen.
Yeah.
But as I look back on it, it's just like you were doing pretty good before then. Yeah. But sometimes we need that reinsurance that people,
Well, yeah, because greatness is the goal. It's not
right.
It's not just to be like, oh, well, my life is good. Like, yeah, it's like, yeah. But when you truly have a heart that's ambitious and you really have dreams, it's like, well, good isn't the end goal. Right. You know what I mean? It's for us to actualize all that is really within us. And that happens through the things that we experience. Like, if you wouldn't have moved to Mississippi, if you wouldn't have got pregnant and threw yourself into retail or whatever, into the job that you had, you wouldn't have known how good you were at it. No. You know what I'm saying?
And I wouldn't have learned everything that I learned to run Trentage.
Right. Because to even make you know. So the things that you experience and that you try, they help expand your mind to say, oh, if I can kill this, I can do that. I can do what they doing. I can have what they have, but it's only from trying to do it. You're
right.
from stepping out there and doing it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm very proud of, as somebody who knew you when you were 12, who grew up in Sacramento too, in the same neighborhoods. We know the neighborhoods we grew up in. We know a lot of people who are still in those neighborhoods or who are not living life the way they really could.
Mm-hmm.
So to see you and I all these years later.
Right. I think some people are surprised, aren't they?
But we here, baby.
We here, baby. We made it.
Okay, D. So I see that your necklace says "fuck it."
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about your attitude and spirit of fuck itness, because you have it very strong, and I love
Very strong. Uh, like we talked about, I'm very honest and blunt. So I'm at a point where it's just like, fuck it. Say what you want to say, feel how you want to feel, do what you're going to do, all that stuff. Just go with it. We're also at that age where there's no reason for us to hide about shit.
it. Okay.
I'm tired. I get so tired of it. I get tired of fakeness. I get tired of, you know, me at times feeling that I can't be myself.
100% yourself, because it's gonna make somebody else insecure.
Exactly.
Male or female.
Male or female, especially males.
Okay.
Because they don't like us. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Why don't they like us?
Um,
It's a few who do, but I feel like the majority of heterosexual men have problems with women. Like,
I think because they struggle with confidence. And when a woman has confidence and knows who the fuck she is, they struggle with that. They want you to
under them.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, we can't be even, and you can't be above.
Right.
You gotta bring it a little bit down, and then they'll probably respect you just a little bit more.
I've experienced that so much, and it's exhausting.
Yeah,
it's exhausting.
Yeah,
it's exhausting in the workplace. It's exhausting in relationships. It's exhausting in your family. Like, I don't think until I got older, realized this idea of like, do y'all hate women? Like, and it's the heterosexual men, like, and not hate them as in don't want to be with them and marry.
Right, I was about to say, I think hate is a strong word.
But
I think
hate as far as don't like damn, like y'all want to fuck us and marry us and all that kind of stuff, but y'all don't like us.
Just lay down. Lay it down. Lay it down.
Just be quiet.
Exactly. Just look cute.
Just look cute.
Right.
Just, be cute on my arm.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't stand that. I just can't stand it. So I think for me, being single now, trying to find a partner that, like, luckily now I feel like I have found a partner that just 100% loves the way I am, lets me be me, isn't trying to stifle me, bring me down, or pull me down. And I'm happy about that. But man, like, going from a few years ago with my relationship with my ex-husband, and this isn't to slander him or anything like that, but I think a lot of the mindset, and it could be a Christian mindset, I don't know, but it is to just make sure the woman is just feeding into whatever your objective or goal is for your life.
Right.
Not necessarily what is her, like, how can she be a partner? And that's one thing I noticed with you and Nick. I feel like you guys are partners. It doesn't seem like, oh, Nick is just doing his career and thriving in his career, and Danielle's just over here like, oh, go Nick, hey, go Nick. Like, like you are.
At one point I was, and I was just like, go Nick, because it's your time, but mine is coming.
Right.
Yeah,
and when mine comes, I'm going to need you to support me. And he does a great job.
He does a great job. I'm sorry to everybody in the world. My husband's the best. He's better than everybody else's husband. I have the best husband in the world. He's he's just great when it comes to everything. And him and I come from such different worlds completely different that it's crazy how that we understand each other so well. I think it's also because of our communication. I'm very serious about communication. I think it's very important for people sometimes to just go completely in silence, put your phone away, and actually sit down with a person to figure them completely out. And it's not just once. We got to do it all the time.
Right.
Yeah, because people are like, oh, I did, that one time. Like, nah, girl, we got to do this all the time. We got to get to know each other. Nick and I are just, we want to figure out this marriage thing all the way and make it work for eternity. And the only way that works is if you guys communicate and become actual teammates. You can't say you're somebody's teammate and always hating on them. Yeah.
But I don't think people realize that's what they be doing. And I think the reason why they do it is because of their own insecurities. Like, they're worried this person is going to excel to a degree where they're not going to matter anymore, or they're not going to be a priority anymore. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we all can shine.
Exactly.
We can do this all together.
We can do it all together. It just takes supporting one another. So I think with you and Nick, I love you guys. You guys are one of my favorite couples. And part of the reason why I love y'all so much is because I do see that you guys are partners. And I do see that you guys are friends. And you guys care about what each other has going on. You guys are each other's like biggest champions. Like the way he talks about you, like there was one of the podcasts he did, I think, or it was either on his show. No, it was the podcast that he was doing in the shop.
Okay.
And I think it was your birthday or something like that.
Oh, my birthday? Oh my gosh. You guys can add that if you want to. It's pretty great.
The stuff he said about you, I was just like, I mean, it was all true. It wasn't like it was fluff, but I was just like, it was just beautiful to see a husband just talk so beautifully about his wife in a way that was empowering to you.
That's all God. God knew I needed somebody like Nick. Like I said, I struggled with, from family members to friends, of everybody always doing something to me because I was so loving and giving, and I literally, like, I'm done with this. I'm done with everybody. And Nick was so, he had to have me, and he had to let me know that once he had me, I was going to be safe.
Yes.
And he's never steered me the wrong way since then. It's been,
take that for granted.
Not at all. I love where we're at.
I'm very happy.
I love where I'm at. Life is good. I cannot complain. Just I lost my babysitters, but that's it.
Right. To her two oldest kids, they left the nest. Now they left with an 11-year-old.
She's 10.
10-year-old. She might as well be 25.
I know, right?
She's so grown. I just love her so much.
Yeah.
Well,
she's funny.
Danielle, I love you very much.
I love you too.
In this next season of your life, I am looking forward to you actualizing all of the talent that is deep, deep inside. I look forward to some free bird clothing that I can wear because I'm a support, of course. I think you're dope. I think you're beautiful. I think you're talented. I think you are a powerful woman, and I'm very grateful to have you as a friend.
Oh, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Bringing you out your comfort zone.
I know. Gosh.
All the way